So oftentimes we hear people come in and they tell us how they're working out really hard, but they just can't quite get to that goal that they've been working on for a long time. And they tell us about these workouts at the gym where their heart rate is really high. And that's great. We're excited to hear that. But it means that they're missing something, and we have the solution to help you understand why you probably haven't hit some of those fitness goals. When you work out really hard and have a high heart rate, it's important to do. What's happening is your body is using primarily sugar for fuel. And we recommend spending about 20% of your time working out in that zone. But it means that 80% of your time should be working out in a much lower heart rate zone. And that can be nice because it gives you permission to kind of go easier sometimes. But what's really happening in that zone is you're utilizing primarily fat for fuel. And if you can spend the optimal amount of time in those two zones, you can achieve really high levels of fitness, and it's fun to see. There's a test that allows us to understand what those heart rate zones are for you, and we call it a Lactate Threshold Test. And we can understand how your body is utilizing fat and switching into sugar for fuel. So what we do is we have everyone ride a bike like this. It starts out really super easy. You're pedaling, and as you're pedaling, we have you wear a heart rate strap around your chest, so we have a really accurate heart rate measurement. We take a little drop of blood from your ear. It's painless. We use a little lactate meter, and we can watch the lactate accumulate in your blood as the tension on the bike starts to build. Every few minutes, we take a new drop of blood. Your heart rate starts to get a little bit higher, and about 15, 20 minutes in, sometimes the test can last 30 minutes, we can see that your lactate has accumulated so much, you're starting to get that feeling of, man, this is turning into a little bit of a hard workout. And we realize we can stop the test right there. And what's happened is we've measured and figured out an inflection point where you went from burning fat for fuel into sugar for fuel. And that helps us now architect and design that 80-20 balance. We had a client come through. She's been doing great. She tested. We figured out what her true zone 2 was and her higher heart rate zones. She's been training for several months, really making sure she spends time in that lower heart rate zone with her heart rate strap and her measurement device. And as she retested a few months later, she's now gotten more metabolically efficient, and she can actually start to run and jog faster and still be in that lower heart rate zone. And she's achieved higher levels of fitness, and it's really cool to see. So we have everyone that goes through our peak program do a lactate test. We're really excited for you to give it a try. Your coach will then work with you and structure your workout program based on what you learn with these zones. And we can't wait for you to come in and see how it works.